Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. We are all in this together. There is so much going on in the Uber and Lyft and gig app community, as well as for food delivery drivers. A lot of Uber and Lyft drivers are switching to food delivery, and today I'm going to talk about why, and why also the Uber and Lyft driver app earnings rates are decreasing. A lot of drivers have been reporting that their rates have been decreasing, so we're going to talk about that today. Before I jump into the video, if you are an Uber and a Lyft driver, if you are an Uber driver, if you already signed up for Uber, you've signed up, maybe you've been doing a few rides, maybe you haven't done any rides yet, maybe you've done a few hundred rides, and you forgot to use a referral code. So when you did sign up at the beginning, they offer you a chance to use a referral code. Well, now there is a way to retroactively apply a referral code. A lot of people do not know about this, and whenever I talk about it, they always go, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Well, right now, because of everything that's going on, well, it's almost, I couldn't think of a better opportunity to claim your money right now. Uber is literally holding millions of dollars from drivers just in referral bonus money. I'm pretty sure it has to be a few million bucks at this point, because a lot of drivers just simply forget to use a referral code. Well, there is now a period where you can still apply the referral code. It's 8 steps. It takes a few minutes. You don't need to give us any of your information. You just need our information. I'm gonna leave the steps in the description down below. And again, this is to get your referral bonus. It could be $1,000, it could be $1,800, it could be $500, could be, literally could only be 200 bucks, but still at this time, it is the best time to do it because, you know, driver pay is low right now. So might as well get your hard-earned money. So again, if you signed up for Uber and forgot to use a referral code, use the instructions down below in the description. Thank you. Okay, so now getting into the video. What is going on right now? What's going on in America? Well, I can talk about US and Canada, but I can't talk about I can talk a little bit internationally as well because, you know, I do follow the news, and I've literally spent the past 3-4 days just doing research all day. I know it sounds kind of nerdy, but that's just who I am. When something goes on that I don't know a lot about, I do a lot of research. I have literally just been talking with people, medical professionals, about this coronavirus. What should we be doing right now? Should we be staying indoors? Should we not leave our house? Or should we be going out and living our daily normal lives, still going out to parties, still going out to clubs, still doing Uber and Lyft driving? Should we still be going out and doing rides? I've gotten a lot of mixed signals, a lot of people saying different things. Sorry, this light is down. Oh, I just got turned up. I've heard a lot of mixed signals. People saying that, well, basically for the most part, I've heard that people say, stay clean, wash your hands, very often limit the gatherings that you have with other people if you can. But at the same time, I'm on Instagram and Snapchat daily, and people are still going to parties. I just swiped up on this girl's story. She's in Hawaii right now. She still went on her spring break trip. People are still going. Now, the big question is that I'm going to get into the articles. I have 3 articles I'm going to go over with you guys super quick. The big question is that I've been talking about is it still worth it to drive for Uber and Lyft right now? I'm going to give you 5 reasons, well, 5 quick ways why you would think that you wouldn't drive for Uber, and then now I just came up with a new idea about why you should still drive for Uber and Lyft during this coronavirus outbreak. Number 1, why you shouldn't, our schools are shut down. For the next 6.5 months, there will be no schools in session, no colleges, hardly any. I mean, there might be some, but for the most part, I mean, UC Berkeley, UCLA, at least here in California, pretty much all the UC schools are shut down. They're gonna be remote online. It's a fact. I live right by UCLA, and they already told all this. I mean, I have some friends who go there, and they're all moving out of their dorms. Like, the university told them, like, move out. You don't need to be here, move out. And they're giving everyone refunds. So obviously you won't be college students rides to school, nor will you be giving them rides to go out to parties, to clubs, etc. And that's a big, you know, that's Friday, Saturday night, Thursday night, just out the window for driving. Another thing, restaurants. A lot of restaurants are either being closed or they're gonna go out of business because people aren't going as frequently. So yeah, another thing, working. A lot of people are working from home. A lot of companies are now requiring their employees to work from home. And a lot of people, I know people who are quarantined at work. They can't go home, they can't go to work because they've been in contact with somebody who has coronavirus. So they're just stuck at home. A lot of people are stuck at home. So what does that mean? A lot of less rides to taking people to work. I know when I drive, I take a lot of people to work. That's huge. That's Uber and Lyft's main business, is, you know, taking people to work. Another thing, a lot of nightclubs are being closed right now. A lot of music festivals, most concerts right now are closed. The NBA is closed. The hockey league, what is that called? NHL, MLB. All of these, basically every single big event is being shut down, closed, postponed, suspended, whatever you want to call it, at least for the next few months. There will be no big, like, oh, Beyonce's playing a concert, let's, you know, there's going to be, Uber app's going to be surging. There's none of that, guys. None of that anymore. It's totally different. We need to change our mindset. Right now I'm talking about the big effects, but sooner than later, you know, I'm going to start making videos on how to adjust your schedule accordingly with this outbreak. How do you still make a lot of money? But now what I'm thinking about, so these are some of the reasons why you might not want to drive, and then also obviously you don't want to get the virus, because oh yeah, another big reason is that a lot of passengers just aren't taking rides in general because they don't want to get sick, and Uber and Lyft cars are really dirty. Like, yeah, people don't clean their cars, and it's even impossible to clean your cars, like, from bacteria, because what are you gonna disassemble the interior of your car? I mean, your car is like dirty. I don't know how to explain it, but like, even if you get your car detailed, it's still gonna be dirty in between like the seats and stuff, and like underneath the seat. Like, you can't clean every part of the car. So people don't want to be sitting in cars for that long. On contrary, something that I just did think about is why you should be driving is, number one, you still need money, obviously. But number two, most importantly, is you're gonna have a lot of people. This is a silver lining. The silver lining is basically something good that comes out of something bad. Not to downplay the bad part, but you know, we try to look for good in things. Number two is that there's a lot of people who are not taking public transport. There's a lot of people who are not taking buses, and honestly are not even flying. And so you're gonna start getting a lot of really long rides because people, I was just hitting up my friends. I'm like, yo, what should we do? Should we go somewhere? Should we go fly to Bali or I don't know, the Bahamas right now? Like, what can we do to, you know, might as well quarantine ourselves something. And they're like, my friends are like, no, we don't even want to go to the airports. We need to drive somewhere. So think about people who don't have cars or want to go somewhere far. Literally, you probably get rides like across the state, or maybe not across the state, but like an hour away, 2 hours away. You get a lot more of those rides, and those are big paying rides. Another thing, a lot of people just don't want to take take public transport. They don't want to take the metro, especially in like New York City, LA. They want to take the bus. What else? They don't want to, I guess the bus is like the main thing. I guess in San Francisco, the BART, the metro. What they will do, and this is only if us as drivers create this hospitality environment, the only way that people will take Uber and Lyft over that is if we make sure that our cars are clean and we ensure that to riders. I encourage all of you drivers who are going out and driving to keep your car really spotless inside, and every time you give a ride, say, hey, I just want to let you know I just wiped down my entire car, the entire back seat, and disinfected it. If you did, obviously you have to do that. You don't want to lie to your passengers, but make them feel safe. And if they say, oh, you know what, thank you so much, they're gonna order more rides, and they're gonna stick to doing Uber and Lyft instead of doing public transport. Because if you think about it, how does coronavirus spread? It's through like through oral, like through people's breathing. Like this is the craziest part of the coronavirus. A lot of people saying that, oh, coronavirus has existed forever. Yeah, this is a new type of coronavirus that we don't have a vaccine for. So when it spreads so fast, it spreads through touching, literally through a cough. If somebody coughs, they might not even have to cough on you, but they could cough on their hand, and then they could touch a metal pole, and then that metal pole is now, you know what I mean? Like they could touch, like literally I heard that we do 3,000 touches per day on just random objects, including ourselves. Yeah, like people are just constantly touching everything. So when you're in a bus or in the metro, you're touching things. So I'm honestly thinking that people might shift, and I need to collaborate with some big influencers in rideshare to really hit home to the public that Uber and Lyft is the safest transportation option. It's safer than flying in an airplane. It's safer than the bus. It's safer than the train, and it's safer than the metro. I can't think of a safer option than Uber and Lyft. And I know in the past I was saying don't drive for rideshare, but at the same time, like, I'm sorry, maybe I was wrong. I need to be realistic about this. Uber and Lyft, I think, technically, if you don't have a car, obviously driving if you're a passenger, if you can drive yourself, then that's probably the safest way, and then only try to keep you and, I don't know, a few people coming in and out of your car and disinfect your own car. But if you don't have a car, taking a ride as an Uber and Lyft passenger has to be the safest way. I can't think of any other way. And let me know if you guys can agree with me on this. So anyways, let's get into these articles. Sorry. This is what is going on. Sorry, this is my own page linked up. But yeah, let's get into these articles. This is Seattle Times. Seattle Uber Lyft drivers say their earnings are plummeting amid coronavirus outbreak, and there's little help in sight. Uber and Lyft driver Julie Davis pulled up a calculator on her phone and started doing the math to see whether she could afford her $2,295. Wow, this Uber driver who relies just on Uber is spending over $2,000 a month on rent. That seems unusually high to me, but regardless, since Monday, she has earned $557 driving for Uber and Lyft, even while working long hours, less than half of what she usually makes. Oh wow, so her earnings have cratered as the spread of the novel has brought Seattle to a near standstill. Even with her son paying a portion of the rent, Davis is still left in the hole. Okay, so yeah, it's her family. I'm sorry, I thought she was like a college or like I didn't realize it was for her whole family. That $2,295 on rent is fine. Obviously if she has a husband working as well. She goes, "It's a luxury to be able to stay home in quarantine," Davis said Friday. "But this is our business. This is how we make money, and we're struggling." The outbreak has brought with a swift economic fallout, emptying office buildings, obliterating hourly workers, scheduled shifts, and shuttering restaurants. Politicians have announced some economic help, including support for small businesses and new unemployment rules for employees. Lost somewhere in the middle are tens of thousands of Uber, Lyft, and taxi drivers in King County, classified as independent contractors who appear to qualify neither for new business grants nor unemployment payments. That's true. That's what I've been saying this whole entire time. Uber, Lyft, and gig workers, we are all like, I mean, I'm not a full-time driver. I don't really need the money right now. Like I have enough saved up where, I could not work for a year. But for most drivers who drive, like I'm a part-time driver, I'm an entrepreneur. I believe in, the reason I started driving rideshare was to pay off credit cards and invest my money. I didn't do it to be a full-time driver. And I think a lot of you guys know that. I'm not flexing, I think you guys deserve to know. My reality is I'm not driving in the trenches, and I've never had to, well, at the very beginning I did have to drive to make my payments, but I've never had to be like, oh my gosh, my rent is due next week, I need to go out and drive. I've never been there, fortunately. I've always seen it as an extra way to make money, pretty much. Except at the very beginning, I was really, really bad, and I had to make money. I was gonna either get a third job or drive for Uber and Lyft, which I guess technically that was my third job. Okay, let's get into the next article. This is actually, Harry Campbell sent out a tweet. He goes, we've been recommending, he's the rideshare guy. He has like 50,000 subscribers, so he's legit. He goes, we've been recommending to drivers who are worried about the coronavirus to sign up with Instacart for now, but also Postmates and DoorDash for the second wave if things get really bad and rideshare business slows and people start ordering. Instacart says that sales have jumped 10 times overall and as high as 20 times in California and Washington. You heard it here, guys. Go sign up for Instacart. I have my link in the description down below. You can get your sign-up bonus with Instacart too. Use the link in the description. I know, you'll get extra money too if after you complete like 100 rides or something. But there you go, guys. Instacart said that sales have jumped 10 times. Gradewise found an 8% drop in rides to airports with an almost 18% drop to LAX. Almost 30% of drivers said they're avoiding the airport, and 27% said they've stopped or dramatically reduced how much they're driving, and unsurprisingly, more than 80% say they're concerned about coronavirus. So, yeah, I mean, that's an issue as well. Like, I guess it would be okay to drop off at the airport because you're just dropping, that's just a normal ride. But picking up from the airport, a lot of drivers don't feel comfortable about, and I do not blame them. I would not be picking up people from the airport right now. I just would not. This all adds up. Kite, oh, I know the people at Kite. They actually offered me a job one time. I said no. This all adds up. Kite, a San Francisco-based rental, what? Oh, this is on Mashable, dang. Maybe Kite's doing pretty good. A San Francisco-based you guys can work for Kite, by the way, too. They're hiring drivers for rental cars. You go and deliver rental cars. That's pretty cool, actually. A San Francisco-based rental app that drops the car off at your location has seen more people preferring to get around in their own car. Bookings have increased 50% this month to January, compared to January. As a rental company, most of its businesses come on the weekend, but now it's seeing 1.6 times the number of weekday bookings. For the next 2 weeks, some cars are even sold out. That is interesting. That is very interesting. That car rental company is now getting more traffic because people want to have their own cars. That is interesting, and I guess, I mean, this is a car rental, like a day-to-day rental company, not even a lease. Okay, let's get into the last one. This one is on Curbed. This is the big thing I'm talking about because this is in New York City. And New York City is experiencing an outbreak right now. So let's see what this has to say. Curbed. This is a huge media company they basically are just in New York. So let's see what they have to say. Uber and Lyft drivers in New York City say apps aren't helping enough. The fear is real, the threat is there, and the company is not helping in terms of minimizing the fear. I've heard rumors that New York City is gonna be quarantined. No one's gonna be able to get in or get out. I could be wrong on that, but I've just heard rumors. Here we go. Concerns are contracting or spreading the novel have changed how New Yorkers get around, and according to drivers, present serious challenges to their income and livelihood. The ride-hailing industry, which employs roughly 80,000 drivers in New York, is grappling with how to care for drivers and help those who are sick, as well as whether financial stimulus measures may be necessary in the event of a prolonged downturn that decreases ridership. Uber and Lyft have reacted to public health concerns with plans to help drivers stay safe, such as offering supplies to disinfect cars, as well as medical help and financial assistance to those who contract coronavirus. Maybe they have, but at the same time, all their hubs have shut down, so I don't know where you can even get these supplies. Like, am I missing something? They're saying they're providing drivers with these supplies, but they also shut down all of their hubs. So where do we get those? Am I missing something? Yeah, okay, here, we'll end with this one. Yeah, basically they're saying that drivers already struggle to make enough money, blah, 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 we already know that, but now it's even worse. Okay, Henry Chen at 20, yeah. And the added expense of buying additional sanitizer and disinfectant will quickly make it hard to pay bills, rent, mortgage in the coming weeks. Okay, here we go. Henry Chen, 27, an Uber driver from Flushing, told Curb that fear among drivers around catching corona is rampant, and that Uber does not have a clear procedure to help drivers if they become sick. Well, yeah, because you're not an employee, you're an independent contractor, bro. Come on, didn't you know that when you signed up? Uber and Lyft, they're not really gonna do much if you get sick, bro. They might give you 14 days of pay, that's all they said. But they're not gonna like give you disability or like, what's it called? paid sick leave. Well, they might for 14 days, but that's about it. Okay, it's not just myself alone. Every single driver out there has a fear of catching virus, especially picking up passengers from an airport or hospital. The fear is real, the threat is there, and the company is not helping in terms of minimizing the fear. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not really much Uber and Lyft can do, guys. Like, it's up to you if you want to go out and drive. Like, what do you want Uber and Lyft to do? Like, they can't do much, guys. Like, they're not forcing you to go out and drive. And I mean, the only thing that I'm assuming they could do is provide everyone with those supplies, but I mean, I don't even know. Like, that's literally about it. So they're not gonna just like give everybody a bunch of money. Like, they're not a charity case. So, and you guys signed up. Like, if you quit your job to drive for Uber, you took that risk that if something like this happens, then you're kind of screwed. So, oh yeah, here's one more quote from Harry Campbell. He says, Harry Campbell, a ride-sharing industry expert, says that due to the financial situation of many contractors, he thinks it's important Uber, Lyft, and other services provide all the cleaning supplies drivers. Why is there a typo in here? If drivers are responsible for sourcing and paying for these items, you can bet only some are going to do it since they don't earn much and are responsible for all expenses. Yeah, hubs are closed. Super long article, but yeah, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to share this information with you all since, you know, I do want to get this information out to the public. I'm no expert on this whole, you know, I'm no health expert. I just wanted to share this information with you guys. So thank you all for watching today's video. Comment your thoughts down below. If you're still out and driving, I want to know. I want to know if you're making more or less, etc. And yeah, I'll keep you all updated as the days progress. So thank you all for watching. Have a good day. Bye, guys.